Taurus, welcome into a general weekly reading for you for this upcoming week. Let's jump into the Sacred Light Oracle deck and see what Spirit has for you. I did hear the message before beginning your reading of I'm not ready yet, but I will get ready. All right, I'm not ready yet, but I will be ready. That's the message coming through. And so I feel you're being very honest with yourself and maybe other people the meanwhile, and making sure that you do, at least for the most part, what you need to do, what you should be doing to be ready for, say, that new soulmate of importance in the future, or it could be, that new job or new business or career success otherwise. It could be a new place to live, you name it. But Archangel Michael coming out saying heart of a warrior, divine protection, and synchronicity. So it will be a week full of a lot of synchronicities and divine protection. But I do feel as if they're saying that you are being viewed at and even feeling more than ever like a warrior, all right? Somebody with a big heart and somebody who has yet to give up, and that's very relevant for, I want to say, more than one reason. And I want to remind you that you're a true example for other people when it comes to what you do, what you don't do, how you go about this and that of importance, and otherwise, even when it comes to your energy. And I feel you are holding back at certain points when you want to speak up, all right? You're holding back at times when you feel intuitively you will maybe create an issue or two. At other points, you're getting your voice out there when it feels important, right? It feels necessary. But I do feel this to be a week full of a lot of isolation, alone time, but it doesn't mean that it won't involve for a lot certain moments of important connecting to other souls and, experiencing, connecting with people in that sense. But the Soul Family card also came out because Spirit is saying that you may be thinking about a happy reunion or two for the future, or be experiencing one throughout this week. But either way, it feels like, okay, some of you are experiencing a reunion or a reconnecting, if you will, between you and an important spirit that you were connected to in the past. It could have been a guide that had to part ways with you, or just was meant to in general, but for a lot of which it feels to be a random spirit that was more so involved or attached to a different chapter, a different commitment maybe that you had in your past. Anyways, this will be important for more than one reason, but I do feel like you're experiencing what is to be labeled as ultimate support. Now that's coming through from the spiritual realm, of course. We already talked about that, divine protection and whatnot. But I also want to say there's support from other people when you expect it and least expect it in your physical reality, all right? It's almost as if people aren't doing it for the wrong reasons, even if they once were, all right? It's almost as if it's like people's intentions around you, maybe even at a distance as well. It's like they're being formed and changed by Spirit in other aspects of life to the point where they want to support you more than ever for the right reasons. They want to associate themselves with you for the right reasoning. Does that make sense? And so it almost feels like Spirit is saying, we're going to have to take another look at people's true light, because it feels like people are maybe changing their tune once again, changing, the way they go about this and that, the way they approach you. Just saying, you do that, do with that what you will. But Order from Chaos is saying that you are going through a week as well where the chaos that does pop up at certain points, I'm hearing what else is new, feeling to be at least, for the most part, expected for a lot. You are maybe putting things in order or adjusting the energy in one, if not multiple ways, to remove that chaos or to see that dissipate in one, if not multiple ways, right? And so I want to say as well, Spirit wants you to remember that certain levels of chaos, bad energy, loud noises naturally do affect you negatively, right? So when you're stumbling upon your speech, it could be a spirit or someone else's energy affecting you in that sense. But it just feels like Spirit is saying it's impossible to be completely 1000% perfect, nor should you aim for that in general. But it's impossible to achieve that, especially when speaking and socializing and getting your voice out there when you're that spiritually connected and affected by energy and other factors in life. Okay, so just remember that. And I even feel like people are thinking and feeling at certain points, maybe expressing to you in a very random way, that your imperfections, maybe even your awkward nature at certain points for some, is extremely understandable, extremely relatable, and they would not prefer for you to be perfect. All right. But acceptance. It feels like at least one situation within your life, one area, if not multiple, creates this accepting energy stemming from you, because there are certain factors of which that aren't ideal, that do stand out and maybe get in the way at certain points, but maybe you can use it to your advantage more so, while therefore accepting what you cannot change or maybe should not change. All right. But it just feels like your personal commitments are shining bright. Your personal commitments are doing well. You feel more than ever connected or reconnected for a lot to what you're committed to. And whether that's a person, place, situation, opportunity, otherwise, I really feel like that's going to make the world of a difference, because it's like you were so far out to the point of benefits at certain points, right? You weren't so up close and uptight to who or whatever we're talking about for you. And, it started to go from, these random or consistent benefits from you being far out to then not being as beneficial as it was. And so now it's time to reconnect. Okay. If you choose to further commit with somebody or something in your life, even in a temporary sense, which I guarantee is the case, it's time to reconnect and feel more connected to the point of ultimate benefits. But I'm getting the word euphoria as well. Let's jump into the tarot portion of your reading. I'm hearing you have a lot going on, and I feel like that was partially for me, and I do have Taurus in my chart, but I feel a lot of you could absolutely use that message and apply it to your situation. Anyways, from one door to the next, I just can't seem to find the right one. And it feels like maybe some are single and looking for somebody to date, and none of which just feel super ideal or end up being the one you walk through or continue to walk through. It could be more in regards to looking for the ideal work situation or where to live or whatever ends up being. And I know those are all very much the general sort of go-tos that I typically choose as a reader, but you get the point. When the door is meant to be stumbled upon or created, when you're meant to walk through it, it's all going to happen, all right? And it's going to happen easily. That's what you need to remember. Anything that feels forced, we're needing to maybe adjust our approach, maybe reevaluate or re-examine where our control lies, but maybe that's a reminder that there's more than ever a temporary kind of energy within that situation for you, okay? Because we cannot be forcing it. Or again, maybe it's just reminding you to trust that that's hinting you towards the fact that, or screaming to you that fact that door is not free to walk through. Wow, I'm struggling now. But the Three of Cups, the Five of Pentacles in the side, let's just put in the reversal. Let's keep it easy. And the Four of Swords. Yeah, you are extremely protected, Taurus. While I do seem to find this to be a week full of celebration, or at least reasons to celebrate, in the midst of feeling the lack within your life either already dissipating previous to this week, and if that's the case, it's continuing throughout this week in an increasing upward direction. But for some drawn to the reading, it's this reason to celebrate due to the fact that finally, whatever you feel you've been lacking, right? Or it maybe comes and it goes, because that's life. It's like that lack is out the door. The plenty is on its way in, and you're finally receiving the rewards, the success, the progress. Let's just say abundance and prosperity that is yours for the taking. It is destined, all right? It is destined. But I feel it's almost, I'm seeing a dragonfly, all right? Are those the ones that light up, or that's a firefly? So I'm seeing both, all right? But I do feel that you are also thinking about how you and certain people have been and are throughout this time period, ships passing in the night, and that typical old phrase and saying says that you are just peacefully crossing paths with people. And it's like maybe there are benefits and reasoning to this because you walk a very purposeful path, but then you guys just carry on forward on your own paths, okay? But they're saying that everybody that you seem to interact with throughout the week holds great purpose, all right? But what else do we have for Taurus for this upcoming week? The Hanged Man and the Moon card. They're saying where you feel ongoing mystery that you wish to squash or remove, gain clarity, understanding, adjust your perspective, all right? It's not the week to gain that specific clarity and understanding. But I also feel like you're hanging from the tree of your Taurus wisdom and experience and advanced energy and nature, and you are putting on a mysterious but informing and assisting kind of show. But I do feel like this is a week, once again, where Spirit is saying you have the heart of a warrior, all right? You have ultimate divine protection and guidance at this time more than ever. And you will be receiving exactly what you need now and more moving forward, all right? Trust in yourself, trust in your path, Taurus, as they are saying that this is a week where you aren't ready yet, and you're being honest with yourself in regards to that, but you will do what you have to throughout this week to get ready and more so moving forward, all right? I know this reading was super random, but I guess it was meant to be. I hope these messages for this upcoming week were truly helpful. I will see you in your next reading. Love and light, Taurus.